So I'm going to go into an Unreal project. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my animation folder. And you might be tempted to just like drag in the animation, but I'm not sure if the import bug has been resolved with Unreal Engine 5.6. So to be safe, this is a super safe recommendation, is to do the plus add, import to current folder, and then now I have to find the new location. Okay, so I found my animation in the outgoing FBX, and then don't just open. You might think that is what I would ask you to do, but first, according to Rococo, if you specify FBX animation and then do open, it will trigger the old import dialog, and that way you can import it smoothly and go from there. So I will hit open. Okay. So if you're wondering, how did I know to choose the SK mannequin, for instance? If you scroll down inside of your Mixamo converter to the very bottom, it tells you, hey, choose the original UE5 mannequin, and if you're new, FYI, it's SK mannequin. And then here's some checkboxes we're going to do. And here's a subtlety with the default sample rate. So let's see if I can move this right here. Okay, so the sample rate, if you check that on by default, it'll be 30 FPS, but I chose 24, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. And then, okay, import attributes as curves. That's the closest I can find for import custom attribute. That one is off. We're going to do the same thing as the instructions. Import bone tracks, that is on. Delete existing morph targets, off, and do not import curves. That is also off. And then we're going to hit import. And my cat is going to say hello. And then I double click, and here's our animation. Sweet. All right, and then one more thing. I have to tell the motion that was aimed toward just the regular robot how to work on this MetaHuman, because there's some differences. So that process is you right click on the animation, you retarget animations, and then you have to find the, like, okay, what am I supposed to put this on for the target skeletal mesh? And a fast way to find that out is to have your MetaHuman selected. For me, it's called BP Vivian. Go to the body, click on it, and then it will tell you that it's the female, tall, normal weight body for the MetaHuman. So let's go back and let me see if I have another menu already open. So right click, retarget animations. We're going to choose the F, tall, normal body, and we're going to grab the robot hip hop dance UE5. And we're just going to export the animations, but if, let's say you're having any issues with the feet not being on the floor or just differences in the proportion, there are more in-depth tutorials out there for how to work the export retarget assets if you need to make more fine-tune adjustments. Yes. So I'm going to export the animations, and then I'll put it in the animation folder. I will do a suffix _mh, so I know it's for the MetaHuman, not the robot. And then I will export. I don't need to overwrite anything. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'll just hit export again. And then I'll do Control-Shift-S, save all the things. Those little stars go away, so it's saved on my computer. And then if I double click on the robot hip hop dance, then all I see are the hands and the feet, which is not the most helpful. So if you're curious if things are working right and you want to preview it in here versus just throwing it on the MetaHuman in the sequencer, you can go up to the preview mesh and pull down the temporary body preview. And you don't see the head currently, but at least you can see the full body. Okay. So I'm going to put this in a sequence. So in my cinematics, Mixamo demo, let me make a new level sequence. Call it Ellis for level sequence. Just call this Mixamo demo. Open that up. And then I have my mannequin and MetaHuman already in here. I could either drag them in or do the plus add current selection, or there's even a hotkey of Control A. I'll just add current selection. Okay. And in order to see the animation, I have to temporarily delete, disable, or hide the control rig track. So you can just hit the delete button when you click the control rig track, or I'll just deactivate, or you can hide. I'll do the same for the robot, Quinn. And now, just for good housekeeping, I'm going to add a transform track to the MetaHuman because for some reason it doesn't come on by default. And I'm going to go on the body and add the animation. Underscore MH to find all the ones that I have retargeted. I think we did the robot. There we go. And then I will add the same on the mannequin. And normally, if you don't retarget, then it's not this easy. So here we go. And one more subtle thing, like let's say you wanted to change the play rate. Maybe I wanted the MetaHuman to just go really fast for some reason. I could go to the properties, go down to playback. I could make it like twice as fast and change it to 2, and you can see it got shorter in duration. So she's doing double time, and the robot is just doing single time. And you can adjust where your sequence ends. You can drag this red bracket, or I like to use hotkeys, comma, and period. Or you can use these previous and next key options and then use the right bracket hotkey. Or you can just click on the right playback end button. And that's what I have for you today. Okay, so just to recap, I showed you how to avoid this issue. By following these steps, we did not run into this zombie mode problem. We brought an animation that we liked from Mixamo, and we downloaded it, and then we previewed it with the robot, and then we used the converter tool so that when we bring it into the engine, that the bone orientations are correct. I showed you how to bring it in so that we get the old import window so that we know it's going to work. And then inside of the engine, we brought it in and we previewed it and we retargeted it so that we could get it onto the MetaHuman. And we edited it a little bit, and that's what we have for you today. Thank you.